Now, it has been a big week for soaps. Last night's EastEnders was emotional as Martin Fowler was killed off in the special live episode to mark the show's 40th anniversary. And of course, there was tragedy in Emmerdale as well, with Amy becoming the latest victim of the deadly Valentine's Day limo crash.
Amy. No. Stay with me, Amy. Stay with me. Help!
Oh my goodness, the two of us have got tears in our eyes. Natalie Ann Jamieson, who of course plays Amy, joins us now. Oh my, I found it really traumatic watching it last night, and you're still feeling that?
Yeah, it was very traumatic. We watched it in the hotel because I was coming here this morning, me and my partner, and we were just sitting bubbling. We were like, oh my goodness.
Exactly.
It was a very, very sad episode.
A very, very sad episode. And as well, because there were tiny little glimmers of hope. You know, she reacted, of course, to Maddie. She was there for Cal squeezing the hand. You thought, oh, maybe she will make it.
Yeah.
And sadly, it just wasn't to be.
It wasn't to be for poor Amy, but what a way to go. What an episode, what an exit.
It's been an incredible week on Emmerdale. And of course, this storyline you've known about for a while, and you've had to keep it a complete secret from everybody.
Yeah, I've been playing like a huge game of traitors since like mid last year. I've known for a long time, but I just think it's so special in soap when you don't have spoilers for things like this, and when it comes as a surprise for the audience and they get to watch it in real time. There's just something magical about it. So I was really keen to try and keep it under wraps.
Yeah, well, you did a very good job because none of us quite knew what was going to happen at all. It's like a movie, really, isn't it? The past week it's been like watching a movie. I can only imagine the work that goes in, months leading up to it, and then when it comes to filming, it was just incredibly intense.
It was so intense. I mean, the work that went into this shoot, the director, Vicky Thomas, she just made this, like you say, it's like watching a movie. It was, at times it was like being on a Hollywood set, and she just made this really special week worth of episodes that I've had so many messages about, so many people being like, wow, that is like you say, like watching a movie.
Yeah.
Just something so special.
Because you almost had to do a little bit of training, didn't you? So
Yeah.
this was like, it was a dark swimming pool.
Yep.
And you had like someone with oxygen at the bottom of the pool, didn't you? So
Yeah.
all of this took a lot of practice and rehearsing, and I'm guessing you're probably freezing, genuinely so, for a lot of it.
I was genuinely freezing for quite a lot of it, yeah. In the underwater stuff, it was quite cold in the pool. Like you say, I did some training underwater, diving down like 3 meters in my leather jacket and my Dr. Martens, and learning how to like equalise and all of that kind of thing first. And then, yeah, on the day, I just had to jump in the water and, you know, kind of think about it from the perspective of Amy a bit more and what was going on for her. So even if Natalie was terrified, it wouldn't have mattered because Amy was terrified anyway.
It was all very genuine.
But yeah, like diving down from the top or from the bottom on the oxygen and coming back up and all of that kind of stuff. It was mad to be able to do that stuff.
Completely extraordinary. And it had all been teased with that really horrific image of a hand trapped beneath the ice, which is like a complete nightmare of mine. And then, of course, it was your hand.
It was my hand. It was so funny knowing that it was me all along because people kept asking me and I was like, I don't know. And they were like, I think it's a man. And I was like, maybe. But yeah, a couple of people knew. My partner knew, my mum knew, and they knew it was my hand, so every time they saw it, they were like, it's so eerie.
It's definitely that. Yeah. But of course, Amy is now going to take, sadly, to her grave a terrible secret. It wasn't just one hand down there, there was another hand.
Yeah,
and we don't know who it belongs to at this point.
I think last night, Amy tried to tell Matty, but nobody in the village knows who it belongs to, because as Amy was trying to tell Matty, it was kind of her final words, and she used them up to say, "I love you."
Exactly that.
So sad.
Which
Very
is kind of what, yeah, which made it even more emotional. And it was actually really tough watching Maddie off the back of that when Amy had passed away, and you know, sitting there and just caressing her and loving her, and just oh, this is just really tough watch.
It was hard to film, actually.
I'm sure it was, because I mean, you know, the show has been such a part of your life, Natalie, now for quite a few years.
Yeah.
You become it, don't you? We hear a lot about this sort of family feel at Emmerdale. I mean, if you're going to leave somewhere like Emmerdale, you want to go in a dramatic way, and it couldn't have been any more so.
Oh, for sure.
How do you feel now? Because you've got relationships with all of the other actors, particularly your on-screen son, Kyle, all of those little friendships that you create in that time.
Yeah, I love Hughie to bits. I was talking to his mum last night after she had watched the eps and stuff, because like there's so many people watching these eps that must just be like, oh my goodness, look, like what's happening to poor little Kyle and Amy and Matty and Kerry, and yeah, like, and they're just all my friends as well. So when we were filming it, I had like all of this sadness for Amy and what she was going through, but then also like me and my friends, that I love working with those guys. And it's like you say, it's such a special place to work. And although I'm going to see them all of the time anyway, outside of work, not getting to work with them in that way anymore was so sad. So when we were doing those final scenes and Matty was saying goodbye to Amy and Kerry was saying goodbye to Amy, I was just an emotional wreck, and I was supposed to be dead at that point. So I was supposed to be doing nothing, and I was crying. So we had to keep taking that one again. But
Well, I think you're allowed that. That's, you know, that's genuine feelings, isn't it? So many highlights in the years you've been there as well. What are the most memorable kind of moments for you? I guess the wedding would have been probably up at the top, wouldn't
yes,
it?
the wedding was incredible. Me and Ash put a lot of effort into coming up with what Amy and Matty would wear for the wedding, and I think we got it spot on. That was perfect Amy Wyatt wedding costume. She had a leather jacket and a Dr. Martens, which is what she went down in the end as well. A leather jacket and a Dr. Martens.
Yeah,
So
all full circle. Oh, Natalie, what loads more to come, clearly, on Emmerdale. There's little bits coming out all the time now and leading to other stories, I'm sure. It's so good to see you, though, and like you say, it's just emotional.
yeah, it really is.
But it's all about the next chapter, isn't it? And
Exactly.
that's just how it works. Thanks so much, Natalie. It's
thank
lovely
you.
to meet you. Emmerdale, of course, continues tonight at 7 p.m. on ITV1. It's stressful.